Right, okay, we are back now, so I just need to change that to that on our TikTok view. And I'd say we're pretty much good to go. We are Resident Evil 2 in. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2, change everything to Resident Evil 2, 2, 2. So I think we are good to go. So, right. So just wait for my PS4 Pro to load it up, and then we'll crack on. Any preferences, whether we start with Leon or Claire from everybody in the chat? Any preferences? Claire? Astrid wants Claire. No problem. She's another fave. So, Astrid wants Claire. David wants Leon. Joshua Curlo. This is taking its sweet time. Might be playing anything at the minute. If let's have a feel that way. Oh. I hope it's loaded up anyway. I hope my PS Pro ain't on its way out. Oh, here we go. He says. Oh. Oh. My PS4's just decided to turn itself off. Oh, I hope it's not on its way out. We do have a backup if needs be. We do have a backup. Just bear with me a second. I'll just put dog cam back on a minute. Right, okay, let's try again. Event of time is Joseph. We'll see. We've had one for Leon and one for Claire, so we're kind of one for each, aren't we? So let's see. See if we can get this to load up first. He says, waiting. I think this is going to do it again because it's normally loaded up by now. Well, the remake costumes, yeah. Well, I think it is. Oh, cheers, David. Well, with it, when I bought this, I got the Elsa Walker costume for Claire just for that nod to 1.5. So if we can get this to load up, you know, we'll possibly go in the Elsa Walker costume as well. But this really isn't looking very promising. I have no idea what's going on. It was fine the other day when I loaded it up. I just don't know what it's doing now. So we might even have to. I mean, I can feel that. I mean, because if anybody's had a PS4 Pro, it gets ridiculously hot. Even after a short period, just put my hand on it now, it's already really warm. When I was playing the Resident Evil remake, after like 3 hours playing it, it was sort of too hot to touch, and just running my hand over it here now, I can feel where the plastic's warped because of the heat. So yeah, and it's just crashed again. So again, I would play it on my Xbox Series X, but it just doesn't seem to like, for whatever reason, my capture card. So I'm just trying to think what's the best thing to do. I think because I'd need to install it in my other PS4 as well, and that'll take 10-15 minutes as it is. Is that the mini Astrid? Well, my brother gave me his PS4 Slim, so I would have to install it on that, which I mean that itself would take 10-15 minutes. So I don't know what occurred the last time the PS4 was used. So let's just try one more time, and if not, I think we might have to possibly abandon things for the night and then start on Thursday a fresh. So it says, let's just try one more time and see if it works. Well, I have no idea why it's not working, because it worked fine the other day. So I don't know, and they'll have to sort of try it with some other games and see if it's the game or the console, or go from there. So I sort of hope we don't have to abandon things tonight, because we've still got a good 25 minutes. But I think if the console has other ideas, oh, definitely, Astrid, definitely. You know, everything I read though about the Xbox One X and the Series X, everybody sort of says there's. I've just joined. What happened? Hey Ash, how you doing? Well, just completed Resident Evil 3, and we've gone to start playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, and this is all we get. So, I think my PS4 is possibly. There we go. It's happened again, and it just turns itself off. So, and we just gone blank, and it just sort of turned itself off. So, yeah. So, yeah, we're having technical problems trying to load up RE2. Excuse me, RE2 Remake. So, yeah, we might have to abandon that for tonight, and then on Thursday, Friday even, because it's going to be Fridays from now on that I'm streaming, Mondays and Fridays. Re-pick this up on Friday and go and start from the start with Res 2 on Friday. And I need to then figure out what's wrong with my PS4 Pro, whether it is actually it's just cooked itself to death or something like that. So I think if we just knock this on the head and pick it up on Friday. Yeah, it's just turned itself off again now. Brilliant. Technical issues. So, yeah. But like Astrid said, yeah, no. Just good old technology. Yeah, it's because I was going to run it on my PS4 Pro, and just turned it on. I checked it the other day, and it works absolutely fine. But then just gone to play it now and sort of put it in and select it, and it just is having none of it. Does the RE3 remake work? That's a very good question. That's a good question. I could put that in. Yeah, but I say it'd be nice to start. David said, nice to start afresh on Friday. So we'll just leave it for the time being, and just start again on Friday, and we'll just have a bit of a chat for the last 20 minutes. And like Ash just said, chat about all things Resident Evil films and things like that. Until Dawn, yeah, Astrid. I played Until Dawn. It was really, really good with a young Rami Malek in it, and what was she called? The blonde girl that was in Heroes, and everybody loved for about 5 minutes. But that was good. I remember that was kind of like one of the first games that you got on like the PS4 that. Sorry, TikTok people, I am leaning at the camera there. That kind of like really showed, like I think the graphics, of like the PS4, and you kind of thought, oh, this is probably like next generation, just with all the facial expressions and everything. And it was really, really creepy, really good game. Hayden Panettiere or whatever, yeah, that was what she was called. Yeah. So yeah, and it was really good. It was really creepy as well, and I like the is it the butterfly, the butterfly effect system that it had in place. That was really good. How your decisions had consequences and things like that. That was really, really good, really clever. And then you had the what was it? The Quarry? Was that like the unofficial follow up to it? Which I've actually got next door, but we've not actually. I don't think we've actually played that yet. Since we got it, and then they kind of like remade it, didn't they? Recently, like for PS5 or something like that. Which I think has to be the shortest time for a remake or remaster ever. So, and again, that's another game that I might sort of stream in the future. Um, I think that'd be quite good to get sort of people involved as well, with the decisions and things like that. I think that'd be quite fun to play online because it's dead creepy as well, isn't it? But yeah, no, Until Dawn was good. You know, you know, favorite sci-fi horror. Those films you're on about, David. Favorite sci-fi horror films. Can help you with that if you want. What's that, Astrid? The Quarry. Yeah, well, let's say sort of. I mean, about sort of um, watch that, play that. I've never played it before. That'd be interesting to play on stream. Since I've never played it before. So, but yeah, it looks good. But just that we bought it, but never got around to playing it yet. Um, yeah, Alien Earth. I think we were about 3 episodes into Alien Earth, and then our Disney Plus subscription um, expired, and we just decided not to renew it because we hardly watched anything on Disney Plus. So, if we pick it up again, we'll carry on watching it. But what we watched so far was really good. I liked how it didn't fall into the tropes of like the usual alien film sort of cliches. It avoided, which was really good, and it's got Timothy Oliphant in it as well, and he's brilliant in everything he's in into. So, but no, it was what I saw was really good, and it was sort of like I think we'd already sort of seen like the alien, and it was sort of clearly dead savage and everything like that. So I think people say isn't episode 5 supposed to be amazing or something. So, but yeah, if we pick Disney Plus up again, we might might watch that. But keep meaning to watch Aliens because my wife got it for me for on Christmas for in 4K, and I still haven't got around to watching it yet. So I definitely want to watch that because then we can watch the Alien 3 4K Legacy Cut. Don't know if anybody's heard of that. It's like a little fan project that some guys have done where they've basically taken the Alien 3 assembly cut and like recolor graded it and retweaked it and re-edited it, and it's supposed to look like amazing now because the effects on Alien 3 were a bit choppy because it was rushed, wasn't it? But this is supposed to be really good. It's called the Alien Legacy 4K, done by just this little team, and it looks really really good. So right, so favorite sci-fi film is probably either my two favorite films are RoboCop and not Aliens, close though. RoboCop and Terminator 2. They're my favorite films. So that's my sci-fi, but I like sci-fi. Where can I find the legacy cut? If you just let me just find it here, I'll see if I can find the link, because if you go on their website, they'll basically sort of direct you to a thing where you can download it. Let me just have a butcher's. Here we go. If I just pop that, it's a. So I've got two mice on the go here. So it's basically. So I've just gone a34k.net, and they'll basically send you like the download links for free for nothing. And I think mine was like to it was like a torrent link. So you'll need something like I don't know, BitTorrent or something like that, whichever it is, and you sort of download it from there, and then stick it on a USB stick or something like that, or just watch it straight from your computer. So and there's things on, if you go on YouTube as well, just type in Alien 3, 4K legacy cut. They've done like little production um, journals and things like that, and they showed you how they've changed the color grading and how they've tweaked the special effects and things like that. And it looks a lot better now. I think the basic cut's still the same as the assembly cut, but I can't be 100% on that. But yeah, I'm sort of definitely looking forward to it. 'Cause I love Alien 3. I think Alien 3 is really, really good. Um, it's it gets a lot of stick and everything like that, but I really like it. I just love the art style of it. I just love and the alien design is the best design. The kind of running alien. I've got behind me. I've got sort of two pop vinyls from Alien 3. So, and I've got one of the McFarlane figures as well. So I love Alien 3. So yeah, and then so yeah, those are my favorite sci-fi films. But yeah, sci-fi fan. One of my favorite other sci-fi films, Event Horizon. Absolutely love Event Horizon. If nobody's seen Event Horizon, definitely want to watch. Over Halloween, fantastically scary film. Back when Paul W.S. Anderson made decent films. But yeah, no, big sci-fi fan, big horror fan. So yeah, my favorite horror film is probably The Shining. So yeah, that's again still consistently just my favorite horror film, and it's just fantastic. But then you got other things like Exorcist, and they're all really good as well. So I'll have to make a list of something like that. I was trying to think. What's the one I watched recently? Oh, over the summer, just watched The Burning again. That's also a good, nice little sort of 80s slasher as well. Sort of like Video Nasties as well. They were good. I did my dissertation at uni on Cannibal Holocaust. Don't know if anybody's ever heard Cannibal Holocaust in the horror film realm. So yeah, the video Evil Dead. I mean, what more can you say about Evil Dead? It's absolutely brilliant. Really like the remake. I thought that was really, really good. And even Evil Dead Rise, I thought that was good as well. I'm not actually the biggest fan of Evil Dead 2. Some people, it's some people's preferred one, but I didn't like the way it veered away from the horror into the comedy side of it. So, and then Army of Darkness is good, but I sort of prefer the straight horror ones. And then Ash versus Evil Dead, the TV series, that was just phenomenal. That was brilliant. Absolutely was addicted to that. That was so good. Yeah, yeah. The director's cut of Aliens is good. Yeah, it's only 15 minutes extra in it, but it adds loads to the film. You got that brilliant scene with the sentry guns as well, which is really good. And then there's a bit of backstory about Ripley's daughter in there, and then that kind of further strengthens the relationship with Newt and things like that. Which doesn't matter because they killed her off in Alien 3, didn't they? Spoilers, if anybody's not seen Alien 3. So, but yeah. Yeah, actually, I like Star Wars. I would say I'm a Star Wars fan. The last three films left an awful lot to be desired, as did the prequel trilogy. So yeah, I must admit I've not seen anything like the series or anything like that. I started watching Mandalorian, and then just kind of lost interest. But yeah, like I class myself as a Star Wars fan. Rogue One, for me, hands down, is the best Star Wars film. Just absolutely brilliant film. Just you know, it just when I just came out seeing that in the cinema, I was just like, that's the best Star Wars film. Everybody says it's Empire, and they got a point, but for me, it's it's definitely Rogue One. It's just so good. And that bit with Vader in it, I was sat in a cinema and everybody just lost their shit when that happened. So the only thing is they should have shown it in the trailer. Should have left that out of the trailer. And I think that would have been a amazing, amazing reveal or something like that. Yeah, Astrid with Sam Neill, Event Horizon. Yeah, there's actually a comic book series that's just been released. That's like a prequel. So you find when they watch Event Horizon, when you watch Event Horizon, they find the log, don't they, of the ship that went out before them, whatever it was called, I can't remember. Well, this comic book series covers that. So I've just got the first one the other day that just arrived. I'm not really sort of into sort of comic books and things like that. The last I buy sort of graphic novels and things like that, but I think the last comic book series I probably got into was the Terminator one back in the early '90s. So when they announced this Event Horizon one, I was all over it. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. But that looks good. But yeah, it's the one with Sam Neill. But yeah, so good. And then there's all this talk of this infamous lost footage where the hell scene is all extended and things like that. But they lost it because they stored the negatives in a salt mine in Transylvania or something like that, and it's all too degraded to restore or things like that. So again, that's another film with a really interesting story behind it. Yeah, Amanda Ripley. Yeah, yeah, who's in Alien Isolation, isn't she? Which I saw you mention before. Astrid Alien Isolation. That's another 10 out of 10 game, isn't it? It's just hands down one of the scariest games ever. And I love when it came out. There was one, was it IGN or something like that? They gave it something like 6 out of 10 or something. But no, Alien Isolation is just fantastic. So tense, such a tense game that. Three storylines, so bad for that. Well, yeah, for just bumping off Newton and Hicks in like the first 30 seconds of the film. Yeah, but again, that's another film with a really interesting production. There's the if you got like the quadrilogy on Blu-ray, there's the making ofs. They're really really good. Um, Done by a guy called Charles de Lazurica. Don't know if I'm pronouncing his surname right, but he's done loads of good documentaries all about um, the making of films and things like that. So he did one for Blade Runner. He's done one for Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, that were all part of the quadrilogy box set. So yeah, it's really interesting productions of Alien 3, because it was like greenlit on a completely different script and just so many changes happening throughout it. So it's just perfect example of like studio interfering. I've not watched Obi-Wan, David. Again, I've just not got round to it. I've seen clips of it that have come out on TikTok and things like that, like where he's fighting Vader and things like that, and that looked really good. But I've not actually watched the series. I think if there was one that I would watch, it will be that and Mandalorian. If I sort of had to choose, But apparently there's just a film trailer been released today for Mandalorian and Goru. You have to forgive me, little Yoda. My friend on our WhatsApp group posted it, and I was like, "All right, that looks good." No idea, about the story or anything, but it looks all right. Yeah, absolutely, Astrid. Alien Isolation is it's just so tense the whole time, and you can hear the alien moving round, and when you sort of go to save it, you're like, God, come on, save, God, save, and then you have those robots as well that are just as much a pain in the ass as the alien. So yeah, such a good game. Grogu, that's it. Grogu. And they said Goro then. These from Mortal Kombat, innit? Boba Fett is very good. Yeah, and I liked how it was all using like all the technology and all the sounds from um like the first Alien film, all the little sort of whirs and clicks and things like that. Made it dead authentic. It's not RE or DC when you have safe rooms, is it? Yeah. So, what's everybody's favorite? Sort of find out my favorite sci-fi and horror films. What's everybody else's favorite sci-fi horror films? So I was just trying to think what I was. I was watching The Burning the other day. I was watching Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue again. Watching that the other day. That's a nice bit of a classic zombie film. Again with it's called Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, but literally about 4 seconds of Manchester's in it. Just literally. It's also known as Let Sleeping Corpses Lie in America. Aliens, yeah, good choice, Astrid. Aliens is just again just phenomenal, isn't it? It's just so good. Like I said, I've got there's that Aliens Rogue Incursion that's going to be released soon, and it's basically sort of a conversion of the VR game which I got earlier in the year. That's really good. That was a really good use of VR, sort of in the alien world. It was really good, really tense. If I can sort it out, I might try and stream that for like Halloween or something like that. I'll try and see how I can do it. But then you can just sort of see me flailing my arms around like an idiot trying to shoot aliens. So it's just a case of sort of trying to set up space, the space for it. So Aliens and Lost Boys. I only saw Lost Boys for the first time about 2 years ago. So it's kind of one of those films that people rave about, and I sort of watched it and I thought it was all right, but I don't think I saw it because I didn't see it back in the day like Goonies. I don't think I could appreciate it today, if you know what I mean. I thought it was all right. I thought it was good, but I think because I didn't see it back when everybody would have seen it, when you got it from the video shop and all your mates came round to see it. I don't think I could sort of appreciate it. I thought it was all right. It was good, but I don't think because I don't have that nostalgia for it. I think it's kind of like the Goonies effect. It's like when you see people today and they see Goonies for the first time, they kind of go, "It's all right," but when you saw it back in the day, it was just like, wow. I mean, the film has a real pirate ship in it. It's like, what more do you want what more do kids want today? Watched Lost Boys too young and it freaked me out. I could sort of see because like say Kiefer Sutherland, he was at his height then when he was like dead cool in that film, and you had like the two Corys in it, didn't you? Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, was it? But and directed by Joel Schumacher as well. So you know, I was born in '92 and still love it, but I love everything '80s, the hair, the music, the films. Yeah, and we did have I think '80s films just hold up. '80s and '90s, '80s more, just hold up so much better than the modern day films because all the effects were practical, so they just hold up a lot better. So like in Lost Boys, I call the makeup effects and things like Fright Night and Return of the Living Dead because all the effects were practical, and again you got to say mention The Thing, haven't you? Because all the effects are practical. They just hold up so well. The Thing just looks, the only thing that it just looks amazing today still, just because the effects are so good, like RoboCop. The and even I say Terminator 2, even that's got that sort of CGI in it. It's done so well that it still looks really, really well, really, really good today. But no, all the 80s films were just, it's kind of the argument in it, what decade had the better films, the 80s or the 90s, and I think they've both got the cards that they can play, because 80s you've got, I mean, yeah, for me growing up with the 80s, it was films, like all the Arnold Schwarzeneggers, like Commando, the first Terminator, you got Beverly Hills Cop, Aliens. I'm just trying to think what else in the 80s. Just so many, we've got Fright Night, The Thing, just so many amazing, sci-fi and action and horror films. And then you got like the Eddie Murphy ones, like Coming to America, American Wealth in London. There we go. That's another one of my favorite films. That's again film I watch every Halloween, and I just don't think there's been a werewolf film that'll top American Werewolf in London. It's just so good. I've got my little American Werewolf in London figure back there. Again, things like Ghostbusters. I mean, just so many good films in the 80s. I think I think part of me will possibly be inclined to agree with you, David. Just so many good films in the 80s. And they didn't seem to cost. I mean, like films today just seem to cost ridiculous amounts of money to make. I can understand sort of, inflation and things like that, but films now that cost like $200 million to make, and you kind of look at it and go, well, why does it cost $200 million to make? It's not got any elaborate sets, it's not got any huge CGI or anything like that. So I just don't understand why films sort of cost so much these days to make, and then they're sort of not breaking even because nobody's going to the cinema, because every time you go to the cinema there's always some wanker on the phone, or chatting through the film. You're trying to watch your film and you've got these little squares of light, you know just sort of cinema etiquette's just gone completely down the toilet, hasn't it? Yeah. Oh, chewing so loud. Yeah. So I mean, I think the last film I went to see at the cinema was 28 years later, and that was the first time I've been to the cinema since, I don't know when, possibly Rogue One or maybe June. So, definitely sort of, possibly even sort of pre-pandemic. So, but I just wanted to see that. But I mean, we were lucky that everybody else in the cinema was sort of polite, and I suppose it depends where you go. Depends sort of when you go. So if you go tomorrow at 11:30, well, kids will be at school, won't they? So it's not too bad. You know, disappointed by 28 years later, David. Why? What was it about it you didn't like? I was up to a point where I was like, nah, I'm out. I'm Nah, I'm done. I'm out. When you're watching a film and you go, nah, I'm done. I'm out of this. But then the bit with Ray Fiennes, apart from the start, which was brilliant, where all the kids are watching Teletubbies and all kids get killed watching Teletubbies. Um, that bit was good, not because children got killed watching Teletubbies, but I just thought the way it was done was really good. But yeah, and then up until the bit with Ray Fiennes, I was like, I'm out. I'm done with this. But then he kind of saved it. He kind of saved the film for me a bit, really. So, and then the last scene of it, just as it ended, setting up the next one, I was like, no, no, I'm not buying parkour zombie killers. I'm not having that. No, I'm not having that. So we'll have to see. But I'm sure I read something about the early news from the new one is that it's meant to be really good. So what did I think of Dune? Astrid, the first one. Well, I've not read the book. I need to say that I've not read the book, so I'm just taking the films on face value. I don't actually mind David Lynch's version. I think it's again, that's another film with a really interesting production history, because that was originally going to be directed by Ridley Scott, and he basically signed on to do it and then left. So I can't remember why. So then David Lynch came along and did it. I don't think the original is all that bad at all. The money's there on screen, you can see it, and then you got Patrick Stewart with a little pug as well, which is you know always guaranteed to sort of get me on the good side of a film if you include a pug or a bulldog in it. But I thought it was all right, and then the new one, the Denis Villeneuve one, I thought was brilliant. Again, it's with Denis Villeneuve, he seems to do things and put things on screen that you've not seen before. I think that's a way of putting it. Like say with Blade Runner 2049, it was like, you know, just sort of seems to introduce you to new things on screen. So I thought, well, the first Dune was really really good. We've got the second one on Blu-ray. We've not got around to watching it yet, but they're like 3.5 hours, aren't they? So, and it's been a good while since we've watched the first one. So me and my wife said, well, we need to watch the first one now to refresh our memory with what happens before we watch the second one. So, yeah, I thought Timothy Chalamet was good as Paul Atreides, and then but I still like Cal McLaughlin as well. You can't beat Cal McLaughlin. He's just brilliant in everything he's in, including Showgirls, because he was in Twin Peaks as well, which I'm trying to implement little Twin Peaks things into my stream moving forward, because again, I love Twin Peaks. If anybody's seen that, absolutely fantastic, highly recommended. Well, the first series and the first 2 episodes of series 2 and the last episode of series 2, and then series 3. But yeah, Twin Peaks is just absolutely fantastic, absolutely brilliant. That first series, just every episode is just labyrinthine, genius. And then the second series kind of drops the ball a bit and gets a bit stupid, but then picks it up for the last episode. So, but yeah, no, if you can give Twin Peaks a watch. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So good. Freaky, definitely freaky, but good, but really, really, really good. Definitely worth a watch. Definitely. I think if I was to recommend a TV show to anybody to say, "Oh, I want to watch a series," recommend something, I'd either probably go Ash versus Evil Dead or Twin Peaks. You know, that was everything. Yeah, hard to remember people's connections in Twin Peaks. Yeah, I think if you watch the first series again, because the first series was only like 6 episodes, so it's really sort of tightly bound together. So it was really good, quite easy to follow, even though there are all these different, like you said, how people link with each other. But then series 2 was like 24 episodes, and it just got just got silly. Really, I'm just being the microphone over here. Series 2 just got silly. I think that's the only way of describing it. And then the last episode was fantastic. And then it was like 20 years before he did Series 3. And Series 3 has its moments, but again, part of you just think, is this David Lynch just trolling us here? You know. But no, still definitely worth a watch. You know. Right, and on that note, I think what we'll do is I shall end the stream there. See you all on Friday, hopefully. I will resolve the technical issues which we've had with getting Resident Evil up and running. Just want to say thanks to everybody who's sort of gifted coins and gifts and things like that. Thank you so much. So again, thank you, Astrid, for donating the coins. That's really, really great. Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who's helped me with Resident Evil 3. For Dan for directing me where that rocket launcher was. That came in handy absolutely in spades. And yeah, I'll put some posts on TikTok throughout the week. And yeah, and just again, thanks everybody for joining me. And I shall see you all on Friday. And I hope you all have a great week. I'll see you all on Friday.